Okay, now in Unit 9, Hydrogen chapter, lecture number 7, 9.6.7 permanent hardness. In earlier lecture, just we observed temporary hardness, and this temporary hardness is removed by two methods. Remember, one is a simple boiling method, and another is a, we can say that, Clark's method. So what we perform in these two methods, according to just if you remember just like this way, that if we boil this type of, we can say that, hard water in which magnesium hydrogen carbonate and calcium hydrogen carbonate is present, this bicarbonate or say hydrogen carbonate, they are converted in terms of hydroxide as well as carbonate, which is insoluble salts. So according to that, they are removed by, we can say that, precipitates. In the form of precipitates, they are removed by filtration, and that's why we get soft water. But remember, when we boil this at that time, those are insoluble, we can say that, soluble salts, just like chloride and sulfate, they, which is present in a, we can say that, hard water in terms of calcium and magnesium salt, they are not removed by this method. If we boil, then it is not converted in terms of, we can say that, insoluble salts. But here it is required certain different method, and due to that we apply here permanent hardness. That means we have to remove this Ca plus 2 and Mg plus 2, which is in a soluble parts, or say which is in a soluble terms in terms of, we can say that, chloride or say sulfate. We have to convert in terms of soft water. So here these convert in by insoluble salts. We have to produce, we have to give certain reactions according to that. Here insoluble carbonates we get, and then we filtrate it, and whatever the water is there, it is actual, we can say that, salt water. So here this matter, whatever the M is there, M is nothing but calcium and magnesium, remember by this way. So what we have to perform here? So in a permanent hardness, according to your NCERT textbook, in water, presence of soluble salts of magnesium and calcium in the form of Cl minus, SO4 minus 2 in hard water. Not removed by boiling. It is not removed by boiling. So here total three methods is there. First is, we can say, treatment with washing soda. What is meaning of this? So here treatment with washing soda is there. So if you put here flow chart, so you have to write here first of all hard water, in which calcium, magnesium in terms of chloride, sulfate ion is present, or say calcium, magnesium in terms of Cl minus, SO4 minus 2 is present. Boiling, there is no way. Okay, so write down, this is a permanent hardness, is not removed by this way. So what we have to perform here? This hard water is converted in terms of soft water. So this calcium and magnesium, these two ions are removed in terms of carbonate by, first is treatment with washing soda. Remember, this is the first method. Treatment with washing soda. That means what? This hard water Ca, Mg, Cl minus, SO4 minus 2 is there, which is reacts with Na2CO3. You have to remember this way. Simple method. And this is a soluble salts. Remember, this is a soluble salts. So Na2CO3 is there. Now you see that. Suppose we write here Ca and Mg. Instead of that, suppose we write M according to this equation, Cl2. So this is a soluble salts. When it is reacts with Na2CO3, at that time, just you see, twice Na and twice Cl. That means here twice NaCl is removed. And here MCO3, which is known as precipitate. And that's why we have to filter out. And that's why whatever the water is there, it is, we can say that, soft water. Here insoluble part we have to remove. Remember, insoluble part is removed by simple filtration method. Okay, also this fractional method. So here whatever the simple filtration method is there, due to that this insoluble part is removed. Same way, suppose this salt in terms of sulfate, then Na2CO3. You have to ionize in terms of N plus 2, SO4 minus 2. So here we get same way NCO3 plus Na2SO4, and this insoluble carbonate, this is known as insoluble carbonate. First of all, remember in water which is a insoluble and which is a soluble. So here you have to remove understood this one. So these soluble salts are Cl minus, SO4 minus 2, or other is HCO3 minus 1. This is a soluble salts. Write down this soluble salts, or say soluble salts ion present in water. Which is insoluble? Insoluble is CO3 minus 2. Remember this one. Carbonate ion is there, which is an insoluble salt. So remember this one. This is a soluble salt ion. This is insoluble salt ion. Also insoluble ions, if you write this with that. So here Cl minus, SO4 minus 2, SCO3 minus 1 is a soluble, but insoluble ions are CO3 minus 2. This is the insoluble. And that's why our target is there. In any reaction, if we get insoluble salts, that means it is converted in terms of precipitate, so they are very easily removed by filtration method. So here this method is known as treatment with washing soda or Na2CO3, sodium carbonate. So write down this reaction and write down this flow chart for your convenience. And remember by this way, this is a lecture according to your NCERT textbook. This is a flow chart according to me. You have to remember by this way, so it becomes very easy for you. And here you write down here soluble salts, and here insoluble carbonates are there. And this is nothing but sodium carbonate or washing soda. Sodium carbonate. And that's why here permanent hardness is completely removed, because insoluble salts are removed, and that's why whatever the water is there, it is, we can say that converted in terms of pure, that is soft water. Okay, so this way treatment with washing soda is finished. Now second method, just we observe Calgon method. Okay, so Calgon addition method is also there, and you have to write it completely. So make a screenshot of this and write it completely. Now here second method is permanent hardness is removed by Calgon's method. So first of all, you remember the chemical formula which is asked many times in your examination. Chemical formula Na6P6O18. This is a Na6P6O18. Remember this one, Na6P6O18. Name is sodium hexametaphosphate. Name is sodium hexametaphosphate. Commercial name is Calgon. Okay, this commercial name is Calgon. Now you see, when hard water which contain M plus 2 ion, and this M plus 2 ion is nothing but Ca plus 2 or Mg plus 2 containing salts. So if it is treated with Calgon, immediately Calgon is first of all ionized in terms of Na6P6O18 is converted by 2Na plus. That means it gives twice Na plus, Na4P6O18 2 minus. This anion is there. So M plus 2 is reacts with Na4P6O18 2 minus. So here just you see, once again from this 2Na plus is released, and this metal entered inner side of this complex, that is Na2MP6O18 2 minus, and this is nothing but insoluble complex ion in solution. Okay, and that's why it is removed by filtration, and that's why whatever the water is there, and that water is converted in terms of soft water, or say hardness is removed in terms of, we can say that calcium or magnesium in terms of insoluble complex ion. Okay, so this anion is there, complex anion. So this complex anion possesses Ca and Mg. Once again you remember the formula. Calgon, chemical formula is Na6P6O18. Name is sodium hexametaphosphate. Commercial name is Calgon. Okay, commercial name is Calgon. in hard water M+2 ion present in terms of soluble salts. These soluble salts containing hard water, when treated with Calgon at a time, first of all this Calgon is there, they are ionized in terms of cation and Ni. Just you see twice Na plus and Na4P6O18 2 minus. So this Na4P6O18 2 minus when treated with N+2, that is Ca+2 or Mg+2, at that time once again from this anion twice Na plus is released and this M+2 entered inner side. So Na2MP6O18 2 minus, whole charge 2 minus, this type of insoluble complex anion is formed which contain here Ca+2 or Mg+2. Okay, and that's why here this insoluble part is there. It is removed by filtration method, or it is in a solution and it's removed by filtration method, and whatever the water we get, it is free from Ca+2 or Mg+2 containing soluble salts. So here permanent hardness is removed by this Calgon's method. And third is synthetic resin method. This is a very important method. Remember it. It's a very easy. You have to remember by this way. This flow chart, if you remember, then you are able to write completely. Write down according to this way. So you can write completely. Okay. So write it. Here, third method is not a synthetic resin method, but third method is ion exchange method. Remember, this method is very easy. Another name of this ion exchange method is zeolite permuted or process method. Zeolite or permuted process. Zeolite process or permuted process. Remember the name from this question may be asked. So here, zeolite process or permuted process. So what is zeolite? It is a hydrated sodium aluminum silicate. Is nothing but zeolite or permuted. Both name is same. Zeolite, permuted. You have to remember this one. You write down this for 15 times or 25 times. So you have to remember this one. Sodium aluminum silicate. By sake of our convenience, we can say that it is written just like NaAlSiO4. So NaAlSiO4 is there. This AlSiO4, this negative charge and this positive charge is there. So this AlSiO4 minus, for our convenience we take Z. So here NaZ is sodium aluminum silicate. For our, we can say that convenience. So in hard water, M+2 ion is present in terms of soluble salts. When we treatment with NaZ, at that time just you see reaction just like NaZ solid, okay, plus M+2 aqueous which is present in our hard water, it is reacts and therefore twice Na plus is removed, and here MZ2 solid is obtained which is insoluble. So insoluble is there, we have to filter out, okay, but just you see this NaZ is continuously used. So here permuted zeolite is said to be exhausted. When all the sodium in it is used up. That means all this sodium is used. Then how we get another sodium? Okay, so this is a, we can say that once again we regenerated this NaZ by regenerated for further use by treating with an aqueous NaCl solution, or say brine, okay, brine or NaCl solution. Remember by this way. So here this MZ2 insoluble part is there. That insoluble whatever the salts are there, if it is treated with sodium chloride once again, so we get once again power twice NaZ. That means once again we generated NaZ in terms of, we can say that zeolite in terms of sodium. Okay, so here NaZ is produced and due to that MCl2 is removed. Okay, so this method is beneficial because once again we get NaZ, this NaZ once again treated with M+2. So here filtration method if not carried out, but here we can say that NaCl is converted, or say this MZ2 when reacts with sodium chloride, it gives twice NaZ, and this twice NaZ, that means this twice NaZ once again treated with M+2. So cyclation is there, and due to that MZ2S is produced. So here zeolite we do not add more. Okay, so here we get regeneration form. So here regenerated for further use by treating with an aqueous NaCl solution. This is very important. So once again we repeat this method as we can state in examination. Ion exchange method. That's why it is called ion exchange method, because here just you see Na plus and Z minus is there. So ion is exchanged. Here NZ2 and here twice Na plus, and that's why it is considered as ion exchange method. So zeolite or permutic process. Remember the name. Hydrated sodium, aluminium, we can say that silicate is zeolite or permutic. This is the formula. So for our sake of convenience or say for easy way, sodium aluminium silicate Na plus, that is AlSiO4 minus. So here NaAlSiO4 is there. Okay, and this AlSiO4 we considered as Z. So this when hard water containing M plus 2, which is a soluble salts, when treated with NaZ, zeolite. Okay, this is known as zeolite. At that time, this zeolite is reacts with N plus 2 ion, which is present in your hard water. Okay, it is converted in terms of Mz2, that is calcium or magnesium containing this type of, we can say that zeolite or say this Mz2 solid form. But here, just you see, permutate or zeolite is said to be exhausted when all the sodium in it is used up. All the sodium is used, and that's why once again this Mz2S is not filterized, but this Mz2S is taken out, and this once again reacts with sodium chloride, which is called brine. So here we get twice NaZ plus MCl2, and that is once again we get this NaZ, and once again we use at this hard water, and that's why we can say that this method is very beneficial, and that's why it is considered as ion exchange method. So write it completely according to your NCERT textbook. Now here, permanent hardness, which is in a fourth, that is synthetic resins method. Here resins means large molecule you got to use here. Here large organic molecules you got to use here. Nowadays hard water is softened by using synthetic cation exchange method. Remember this one. Nowadays hard water is softened by using synthetic cation exchange. Cation means positive ion. More efficient than zeolite process. This is a more efficient than zeolite process. So you have to remember this one. It is a more efficient than zeolite process. Cation exchange resins contain large molecule with SO3H group and are water insoluble. So this RSO3H is there. R stands for alkyl group. When it is reacts with or treated with NaCl, sodium chloride solution. So here RNA, which is in terms of alkyl sodium, or say so this particular RNA is obtained. RNA is not that biological RNA, but R stands for alkyl and Na stands for sodium. So this alkyl sodium is obtained. Now this alkyl sodium, 2 moles of alkyl sodium when reacts with hard water containing M plus 2, that is a Ca plus 2 or Mg plus 2 ion. At that time it is converted into R2M. So your longest chain of alkyl is there. So R2M solid plus twice Na plus. So here there is no any charge is produced at here. So R2M is there. This R2M once again reacts with NaCl and we get once again twice RNA. So here also the resin can be regenerated by adding aqueous NaCl solution. Okay, so this is all about synthetic resins method. Now demineralized or non-ionized method is very important. One is cationic in acidic or in basic medium. So it's a very important. Just you make a write down this one, and once again just you see this RSO3H is there, which is converted in terms of not say that here Cl minus. If you take here Na plus form, so here RNA negative charge, SO3H, here positive charge. So RNAS is produced, which is alkyl sodium is there. This alkyl sodium is reacts with hard water containing Ca plus 2 or Mg plus 2 ion. M stand for, remember here M stand for only Ca and Mg. Okay, and because of this hardness of water is measured by this calcium and magnesium. Okay, so Ca plus 2 and Mg plus 2. So we get R2M solid plus twice Na plus. So this once again this R2M once again reacts with NaCl, it produces 2 RNA, and this 2 RNA once again reacts with M plus 2. So that's why the resin can be regenerated by adding aqueous NaCl solution. So this is all about synthetic resins method. Now we switch on towards demineralized or non-ionic method. This is very important, and that's why you write down from this one, and according to that here you take your flow chart also. So here synthetic resins method is over. Now see here permanent hardness in terms of pure demineralized, deionized water. Demineralized water, you know that water which is a yes water, or say whatever the water is, it's a demineralized water from all soluble mineral salts is obtained by passing through a cation exchange in the form of H plus and an anion exchange in the form of OH minus resins. That means here resin is used. So here suppose this RH, that means RSO3H is there, it is treated with different types of H plus ion containing solution. So it's produced here alkyl, or say 2RH solid. So this is a we can say alkyl from resins plus M plus 2 aqueous. So this M plus 2 aqueous is Mr2 solid plus twice H plus. That means H plus is free. H plus is free. Remember. So cation exchange process is nothing but H plus is exchanges for Na plus Ca plus 2 Mg plus 2 and other cation present in water. Whatever the Na plus Ca plus 2 Mg plus 2 or K plus different types of cation is present in water is exchanged by H plus. So here in Mr2 we get this type of, we can say that Ca plus 2 Mg plus 2 or Na plus ion containing, and that's why it is called cation exchange process. Okay, here proton releases and thus makes the water acidic. Here this water become acidic. Now next one is that in the anion exchange process, just you see in the anion exchange process, suppose here RNH2 is there, RNH2, and this type of resin is there, it is reacts with water molecule or say hot water, it gives RNH3 plus and OH minus solid. These RNH3 plus and OH minus when reacts with X minus, which is present in our soluble, we consider salts in terms of water, in hard water, at that time it produces RNH3 plus X minus, and here OH minus is free. So here OH minus exchanges for which one? Cl minus, FCO3 minus 1, SO4 minus 2, just like soluble salts which is present in hard water. So here just you see, in cation exchange process H plus is free, in anion exchange process OH minus is free. So this H plus aqueous and OH minus aqueous is reacts and it produces water which is a soft water. There is no any ion, that's why it is called deionized, demineralized. Okay, so the exhausted cation and anion exchange resin beds are regenerated by treatment with here if with dilute acid and alkali solution, that means dilute acid and basic solution respectively. So this is all about, we can say that pure demineralized water. Once again, so pure demineralized or deionized water from all soluble mineral salts is obtained by passing through a cation exchange in the form of H plus and anion exchange in the form of OH minus resins. So here 2RH solid plus M plus 2 aqueous, it gives Mr2 solid plus twice H plus. So here H plus is free, and that's why this is acidic. So cation exchange process H plus is exchanges for Na plus, Ca plus 2, Mg plus 2 and other cation present in water. Proton releases and thus makes the water acidic. Okay. Now see, in the anion exchange process RNH2 is there. So NH2 is nothing but basic form. So RNH2 plus H2O, it produces RNH3 plus and OH minus solid. So this OH minus we have to free out. So RNH3 plus, NH3 plus and OH minus when reacts with soluble salts which is present in the hard water in terms of Cl minus or say SO4 minus 2 or say HCO3 minus 1. So it produces RNH3 plus X minus and OH minus is free. So this solution become basic. So OH minus exchange for Cl minus, HCO3 minus 1, CO4 minus 2, etc. present in water. Now, according to cation exchange process, H plus is free. According to anion exchange process, OH minus is free, and that's why H plus aqueous plus OH minus aqueous, it gives water molecule. So the exhausted cation and anion exchange resin beds So this is we can say that RNH3 plus X minus and Mr2 solid. They are considered as here anion exchange resins and cation. This is a cation and this is an anion. Are regenerated by treatment with dilute acid and alkali solution respectively. So here this permanent hardness method is also complete, and here we get soft water, demineralized water in which there is no any mineral present, because these minerals are converted in terms of cation and anion by cation exchange process and anion exchange process respectively. So this is all about permanent hardness. Write down this in your note according to NCERT textbook.